This method of training will help you get stronger and you don't even have to lift heavy weights. Overcoming isometrics, a training method which is rarely spoken about. As you can see, I'm in the start position of a deadlift, pulling the bar into the safety pins of the rack which won't move. The objective of overcoming isometrics is to apply maximal force against an immovable object. You may have heard of isometrics with regards to exercises such as a plank or a wall sit. These are yielding isometrics, whereby you are resisting movement and trying to prevent yourself or an object from succumbing to the forces of gravity. Trying to move an object that won't move at all or is extremely heavy requires us to use all our effort to try and even move the objects an inch, and in doing so our body engages the maximum amount of motor units possible. Motor units are a combination of a motor neuron and all of the muscle fibers associated with it, and collectively provide electrical signals to a muscle to generate movement. Many athletes use this method, one of the most famous being Bruce Lee. By doing this, he was able to increase his strength while maintaining a lean frame, which helped his movements become quicker. What I'm doing now is similar. After the isometric, I'm doing a fast movement to transfer the strength to power, but even if you're not an athlete, this style of training can still be very useful. Now, I'm setting up to do an isometric bench press, which will lead to an increase in pushing strength and help regular bench press. Overcoming isometrics increase strength because they're effectively like a 1 rep max. You're exerting maximal force and it's for a longer period of time of around 5 seconds, and this recruits the maximum number of motor units possible through nerve impulses, and it's this stimulation of our nervous system which leads to an improvement in strength. Ultimately, your body is learning to activate more muscle fibers. With isometrics, you won't build as much muscle compared to regular lifting, as there is no tension on the muscle throughout a range of motion. You will experience some hypertrophy, but considerably less than regular lifting. However, overcoming isometrics still has many benefits. Firstly, it allows you to train intensely, but won't leave you sore or too fatigued like conventional training. This is because, like previously mentioned, there's not as much tension on the muscle working, and also there's not large stress on your nervous system as there would be with carrying heavy weights. Overcoming isometrics in particular are like a 1 rep max, but without the fatigue. This takes me to my next point. This style of training largely decreases the risk of injury and is actually a very good tool for those recovering from injury. There's a lower risk of injury compared to normal training because you don't have the same heavy weights going through your skeleton, which put pressure and stress on your joints, which can cause wear and tear and lead to injury over time. Lower stress on the nervous system also reduces injury risk, and this reduces fatigue, and injuries are more likely to occur when we are fatigued and tired. As I mentioned before, it's a great tool for rehabilitation. This is because you can create tension without creating too much stress on the joint, and you can also gradually progress this. Overcoming isometrics also benefit general health and reduce injury risk through increasing the stability of our joints by improving our muscles' ability to co-contract. What this means is that your muscles activate together in unison to minimize energy leaks and provide stability for the surrounding joint. Just to finish, I want to mention how overcoming isometrics not only increase strength overall, but increase strength even more in specific positions. For example, the exercise I'm doing now is a reverse lunge, pushing as hard as I can into the squat rack. By practicing the bottom position of a reverse lunge, which is the hardest part, is going to increase my strength at this specific position, which is going to carry over to the whole lift and increase my overall strength. Now I'm setting up to do Bulgarian split squats. As you can see, I'm practicing the midpoint of the lift. That's the good thing about isometrics. You can work on any position you want to improve or find difficult. The hardest positions are the deeper ones, so when you increase strength in this area, your overall lift will improve. You can also train in shallower positions, but that's typically used to improve sport-specific movements. Like the Bulgarian split squat I'm doing now, I'm doing that in a shallow position to mimic jumping off one leg. Isometrics are also good for general health because they increase your tendon strength and stiffness. This is because there's no change in length to your muscles when performing these exercises, so more of the force is distributed to your tendons, making them stronger. Lastly, this is a great training method to improve your strength as it helps to get past sticking points. Sticking points are parts of a lift that feel more difficult than others, like I mentioned before, typically the deeper positions of an exercise. For example, the bottom of a squat or just above the chest in a bench press. By focusing on the parts that are more difficult, you will increase your strength at these angles and improve your lifts overall. So if you want to see an increase in strength and add something new to your training, I definitely recommend this method. That's it for this video guys. If you found it useful, share it with someone that you think may also find it useful, Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.